Okay, hi everybody. I just wanted to take a few minutes and go through a couple things for this video. First thing I wanted to take a look at was the homework from section 4 or 5. So if you don't mind getting that out real quick. Just to let you know what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to go through that homework assignment, and then I'm going to hit some highlights on what could be asked on the no calculator portion and what could be asked on the calculator portion. Now, when I say the no calculator portion, I am talking about the red calculator. So make sure on Thursday, and again, test Thursday, test Thursday. Make sure on Thursday that you bring those little calculators. If you have them, help me out a little bit. I know I've got like 20 of them, but some of them are walking away throughout the year. So if you could do me a favor and bring those, that would be great. All right, so let's go through here. So now remember everything that I taught you yesterday, you can use your calculator, right? So like this, we're actually multiplying these things out, you can use your calculator. I checked left side multiplication and I noticed that this is not the identity, so that I know this is no. Here, look, what they're showing here is they're taking left side multiplication and right side multiplication. You have to check both. And look, this is the identity matrix. Remember, one's going down the main diagonal and zeros everywhere else. So these are inverses of one another. 18. Now, guys, I gotta let you know here. The book thinks that you're not going to be allowed to use calculators. So the book is going to show a lot of extra work. I posted a key, or I'm going to post a key from the review that you have today. And I scanned in the book key, and there is a lot of information on there that you don't need. Like, for example, here, if I ask you what the inverse of this is, all you need to do is just put it into your calculator and then find out what the inverse is. But look here, they're showing you like, oh, this is the determinant, so this is what you do with it. Now, the nice thing is you're showing the determinant is 0, and remember, with the determinant is 0, there is no inverse to that matrix. But basically, all you need to try to do is put this into your calculator and then hit A inverse, and it comes out as an error. Same thing here. If you put this in your calculator and you write an inverse, you put A inverse, it comes out like this. You don't need to know that the determinant is -1 and this whole formula stuff. So again, you're going to see a lot of extra work. Okay. Here's what I would like to see. Here's what I'll ask for on the test on Thursday. I'll ask for what the matrix equation is. So when I ask for a matrix equation, I'm asking for this piece in here. Show me what you used as your matrix equation, where you have A times X equals B, A being the coefficient matrix, X being your variable matrix, and B being your constant matrix. You calculate it by doing A inverse B, and that's what they're showing here. This is actually A inverse times B. But you can do that on your calculator. You get 1611. Make sure you're putting it as a coordinate pair and not just giving me this as a solution. This technically is the solution to the matrix equation. But remember, if I give you this, then you end with an ordered pair, just like elimination, substitution, and graphing. Here's 23. Same kind of thing here. 1, 2, 2, 1, and a 6, 9. So here's this. Here's A. Here's X. Here's B. So you do A inverse B. You get 4, 1, which means 4, 1. Here's 24. Okay. Here's my matrix equation, my solution, 13, -6. Okay, number 26, the word problem here. Let X, Y, and Z represent the pairs, pecans, and nectarines, respectively. So this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. So each pack has a price, and each pack also has an amount of pounds of each one, right? So it's the first pack is 1.5x plus 1.5y is equal to, or plus 1.5z is equal to 2250. Here's my next pack. Here's my last one. So what we can do here is we can remove all of the coefficients and make this guy. We can remove all the constants and make this guy. And so now we take A inverse times B, and we will get 546. Yeah, remember that should all be done in your calculator. You don't need to show any of this kind of work that's going on here. You should plug this in as matrix A, this matrix B, and then just type in A inverse B into your calculator, and it'll spit this out. Remember, that's not the answer, though. Put it back into context. $5 per pound for nectarines, or sorry, for pears, $4 per pound for pecans, and then $6 per pound of nectarines. Okay. Hopefully the homework wasn't too difficult. Just know that there will be a word problem. I don't know if it's a 3x3 or a 2x2, but there will be a word problem where I ask you to use matrix equations. So you have to take the words and make the system, and then turn the system into a matrix equation. So know that you have to do that. So speaking of that, let's go through the test, the chapter 4 test. There are two portions, and people keep asking me, well, what do you expect to see on the no calculator? And again, when I say no calculator, please understand what I mean. It's the little red calculators, the more basic calculators. You can use a calculator, just not the graphing calculator, the one that you can do matrices on. So what's going to be on the no calc versus the calc section? So I went through and I'm going to outline that for you. No calculator, that's solving 3x3 systems of equations using elimination. We did that in section 3.6, where you eliminate one of the variables with two equations, create yourself a 2x2 system, and then go through that whole process of solving the 2x2 system to find the third equation, or third variable, right? We did 3x3 using Cramer's rule. Again, I'm not going to make you do that. I just need you to do 3x3 by elimination. You have to know how to use the scalar products as well as matrix products. Remember, scalar products is the easier type where you just multiply that number in, basically using the distributive property. Matrix products, remember, you take row times column, add together, row times column, add together. Yeah, you will have to do that process with the little red calculators. And then adding and subtracting as well. That should be subtracting. Remember, we can only ever add or subtract things like dimensions, so you just plain old add and subtract the corresponding entries. And also finding the determinant. Make sure you know how to find determinants of 2x2s and 3x3s. Okay. With your calculator, I'm actually giving you your calculator for Cramer's rule for a 2x2, but I'm telling you right now what it says on there. It actually, Cramer's rule. It actually says in there you must show work for Cramer's rule. Now here's the nice part: you can use your calculator to check your answer. Okay, you can use a matrix equation if you have time. You can use the matrix equation. Heck, you can solve it algebraically too to check your answer. I just need to see Cramer's rule. That means I need to see big D. I need to see your X. I need to see your Y. Okay. What else? You're going to have to find an inverse. So basically just plugging a matrix into your calculator and putting an inverse. You're going to need to do matrix equations like I outlined above. And you're going to need to do some word problems, just like I said, using matrix equations. Okay, so that's your test in a nutshell. That's what it's going to cover. In my mind, this is not a very difficult test. It's just making sure you know like how to do the things in your calculator, like what are the keystrokes that you have to hit to make it come out the way you want it to. Don't get hung up on the 3x3. Right? Try to push through that. Don't forget how to find matrix products. I would go through that process again. The homework is the sub should have the homework, or it's on Canvas right below the link here. Make sure that if it's one of these topics, try to do it without your calculator. If it's one of these topics, you can use your calculator. But just know that they're all designed to not use your calculator. But yeah. So hopefully we're having a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow, probably, hopefully.